So Mr. Announcer's graduation.
Male Vtubers before Luxium came out, I agree with you, were considered a joke, and it always pissed me off. Female Vtubers and viewers of female Vtubers would make fun of them. They're bad. And I was like, no, it's because their demographic has not hit.
For those who don't know, it's like a lot of VTubers kind of started out in there. Even a few like big corporate VTubers today. I just want to say, can you imagine if if Sen is one of the new holograms?
All of my dreams come true. You know who graduated recently? Hello? Is this the Avon lady? No, this is the Manscaped lady. Don't forget to do Command Shave Me for wonderful products to make your balls silky smooth. And for the ladies, don't forget that there are products for you too, especially the Crop Mop Ball Wipes, which work incredibly well to reduce all kinds of chafing. Even better than powders, I find. Make sure to click the link in the description or use code GEEGA at checkout to get yourself 20% off and free shipping on your order at manscaped.com. Thanks, Manscaped, again for sponsoring the video. Thank you. Giga shaved my balls. No. The tag is hashtag Giga shaved my life. Get it right, idiot. I've used them, they work. I have too. Anyway. Takes everything from us, our bits, our subs, our sanity. Yeah, you know what? I still want more. Can I get a thanks dip? Hey, Dars, thanks dip for the bits, idiot. There you go. I added an idiot for free. Was that good for you? Mary! Whoop. How are you? What was going on today? Wait. All right, hold on. Hey.
Woof, woof.
Hi.
Hello, dear Giga.
How are you? I'm good. What were you doing on stream?
Well, I was playing BattleBit Remaster. You know, Mr. graduating lately. He's got his new song out, and
yes,
I think he said if it gets million views before this or this date,
he'll
then
keep his VODs up, right?
All of the K-pop stands in his audience, they were like, you know what to do, guys.
That's
it's fucking time again.
I was like, he's underestimating his community. Number one, people will come out in droves to support him. They will.
He should have asked for 5 million views. They could have done it.
Straight up. That's number one. But number two, that's the thing is, a lot of these people came from K-pop, and one of the things that K-pop fans would do, they are so used to pumping views on videos to support their idols, and they have figured out the YouTube system perfectly of what you have to do to get a view to count. Because if you watch a video and then you just play it again, or you hard refresh and play it again, that doesn't count 2 views, it counts 1. And like, there are these systems, and they've tested these for years on their K-pop idols to boost their music videos. As soon as he was like, 1 million, and we only need 1 million views, I was like, no, dude, that's like so little.
Ask for 10, they'll do it.
Right, I was like, you're crazy, you're crazy.
It's an organized machine at this point. It's a pipeline, they can do it. There was one odd thing that happened. So Mr. Announcer's graduation. I don't know if you remember this, Giga, but male VTubers were kind of a joke before Luxium.
This is something I think about a lot. So I'm known as someone who supports a lot of male VTubers. I would like to state that it is because of that. Not just because a lot of my friends have always been guys and I have a lot of brothers, like that's part of it. But in 2021 and prior, male VTubers before Luxium came out, I agree with you, were considered a joke, and it always pissed me off that a lot of people that I was friends with were really good creators and I thought deserved it, and I was saying, hey, they just haven't found their audience yet. Once they do find that audience, or that audience finds them and a community builds, they're all gonna do well because they're incredible. And then they did. But before that, female VTubers and viewers of female VTubers would make fun of them and be like, oh, they can't even break 20 viewers because they're bad. And I was like, no, it's because their demographic has not hit.
I remember Shoto grew to I think 1,000.
Right.
And that was like right before December.
He debuted his own model a bit before Luxium, and he grew a bit. And I was like, oh my God, one of the male VTubers is growing from the West. Yeah. Oh my God. And I was like, guys, it's happening. I was talking like it was like an Illuminati plot. I was talking to my friends and I was like, see, I was like, the demographics there, and they're finally finding Western male VTubers. You could see it works well in JP. It just the Western, and I was like, it's gonna be the K-pop fans. I was like going insane, and I was like, guys, it's happening.
But there was this big theory that there must be some sort of untapped market here.
I think they just hit at the right time because, you know, COVID, everyone was home. The K-pop fans, which is the right demographic for that, found them.
Terrible timing for me, because at that point I had upgraded my model to a maid outfit. Clearly this male thing isn't working that well, so maybe if I present a little bit more cute, people will be more likely to click, oh bang, Daddy Vox come, that's my girl.
I saw them growing and I was like, yes, Shoto and Mary are gonna have the most beautiful springtime. Like, that's what I was thinking in my head.
Oh, one of us did, yeah, one of us did.
Hello, everybody. And you have your little teacup.
Hello, everybody. It's me, EN Vtubers Mary. Hello.
And chat's going, hello, hello.
Mary captured the ugly bastard market though, so he was
Oh
thinking
my
well
God,
ahead of that.
I forgot about your
yeah.
ugly bastard model. I remember before you debuted that model, you were in a call in. You were in that, and I was in there. Joel was in
Did
there.
I
and
tease the
someone
model?
else. Yes, you teased the model. You were like, "Would you like to
God.
see my next model?" And I was like, "Of course." And then you show up and you go, "Hey, everybody."
Hello, baby girl.
Hey, baby. I was crying. I was just sitting in VC and I couldn't stop crying for like 10 minutes because I had never
God.
seen the ugly bastard model before. No one had done this. It was so funny.
I was joking with a few friends of mine. Male VTuber fans versus female VTuber fans. The female VTuber fans. Oh, baby, don't worry, we'll support you forever. Here's some fan art. You know, very lovely, very cuddly.
I always
you know?
call it the lol Lamau chats because you go to a Male Vtubers chat and he says a funny and everyone goes Lamau, Lamau, laughing emojis. 3 laughing emojis. Lamau, lol.
This is so supportive. It's lovely.
It's incredible. It's great.
Then we've got the male VTuber fans who watch the female VTubers, and it's like, hey, baby, yes, 200 subs. Show me your feet. Oh, boomer! Yeah.
I paid for my time here, so you have to kiss the microphone. There's part of me, because my chat knows that I try really hard to cultivate an audience that's not like that, which is like the outlier, because most people are like, they don't always necessarily encourage it because they don't want people to be too weird. But if someone's a little like that, they're like, as long as they're not harming anyone, they just leave them, right? And I always think about it and I'm like, you know, am I making a mistake by not cultivating that? Because I don't get as many gifted subs as some of these other people. I like my community as is, but I definitely, absolutely, for cultivating a great community, I take a hit financially a little bit, you know. Oh, show feet, okay. And then they like spin their model around, you know. I'm like, ew, no, shut up, idiot. Like, if I tried, I really don't think I could. I would just be like, ugh. Have you gotten DBZ role players in your chat before? It's such a fun experience. And like, sometimes they're in it too hard. You have to get rid of them. You have to prune them because you're like, they're not going to flourish in this environment, right? It's not going to work. But I had one that came in and he was his whole own OC. He came in and he was like, how strong are you? And I was like, strong. And he was like, oh yeah, could you beat me? And then I noticed he starts replying to me on Twitter as well. I'd just post a picture and I'd be like, woo, it's summer. And he'd be like, could you fight me though? You look strong. You know, tits and glasses.
God.
And it was incredible.
fight me,
And
though?
I was like, wait, I kind of love this.
I notice he has the VT in his name.
He does.
This is a sort of a phenomenon that I kind of got fascinated by. But it's very early days VTubing, right around the time Melody debuted. Way back in the day, it's like 2.5 years ago or something like that.
It wasn't that long ago.
I mean, she
Right.
just had her 3-year birthday, so it was 3 years ago. But it was a new, exciting thing. A lot of people were becoming VTubers. A few months in, I did notice that there was some confusion on what a VTuber is. And
People
there was
started
some...
trying to define it, and then I remember that there was a lot of discourse between like
Yes.
how they defined it.
One of the funny things that happened as a result of this early day confusion is that we kind of got grouped in with a pre-existing community. The Twitter anime role players.
Yep. It was hard to differentiate between who was a VTuber in the sense of trying to be a content creator and then who was just trying to be a role player, right? You'd talk to someone and you'd be like, hey, I'm this character and, you know, I'm going live on Twitch at this time. They'd be like, cool, I'll come by. And they'll have the same username and they'll be hanging out and you're like, oh, this is probably like another VTuber. And then later on, you'd figure out they were just role playing their character and they were never even going to become a content creator. And you'd be like, oh,
Yes.
okay. It didn't mean you had to be a streamer, you had to be a YouTuber, but like there was some sort of content creation. It wasn't just an OC. But all the people that just had an OC and acted as it, but didn't create anything else, they were like, well, we count too, because you were a person online acting as a character. And everyone on the content creator side didn't want to be mean to them. And they were like, well, technically, yeah. And then so they all put VT in their names, and then it was like a 50-50 when you met someone on like which they were. I remember this in like 2020 and 2021. It was just... And so these people were really nice, and I'm still friends with them. They were cool, and I was like, okay.
Oh, I think there's a few of them in. For those who don't know, it's like this. I guess at this point, it's kind of an ancient VTuber server,
Yeah.
VTuber community. A lot
was,
of
like,
VTubers you
mystical at
know,
the time.
a lot of VTubers you know, kind of started out like vibing in there. Even a few like big corpo VTubers today, obviously not going to name names. But
Right.
They were like in there.
That's
back
where they
in the
came
day.
from. I remember because we were all a big friend group, and it wasn't a super tight friend group because it was so many people, and there would just be these VCs, and we would all hang out when we were all smaller streamers and trying to figure out like, you know, how this all worked, and we just wanted to chill. That was where I met everyone. I think after like my first month of VTubing, I was like in that server because someone met me on Twitter and was like, she's nice, she streams, and I got added in there. And then I met you, I met Joel, I met like Juniper, Bao, like all of them I just met in there.
Yes, it
all
is.
the VTubers
I guess it
came
is
from the
getting
Illuminati.
Oh my goodness.
You didn't even have to be a VTuber. There were a lot of people that are just artists in there or just chilling, right?
I don't even think it was intended to be a VTuber server.
No. And I remember I'd go in there and you would pop in and it would be like 5 a.m. for you, and you'd just pop into the VC and go like, blah, 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 and then like leave.
Yeah, I did.
I like didn't even know you at the time. I just knew of you, and I was like, is he good?
I was role-playing, dude. Come on.
I would roleplay back. You would do that, and I would be like, don't ever come in here and do that ever again. And I would say stupid shit back.
Oh my god.
Other people just go like, who's
that?
that? And I would be like, shut the fuck up. I'm still friends with like Cable and Sen. Sen isn't even a VTuber anymore. He graduated. No, he like quietly graduated a while back. He's like, hey, I'm gonna go work, but I still like see him in that server.
What? People do that? I thought we were all anime characters.
But we have to be anime, guys.
I just want to say, can you imagine if like if Sen is one of the new holograms?
All of my dreams come true.
Anytime any indie VTuber graduates, you just assume, oh, that's the next HoloLive generation, I guess.
Yeah.
Someone's graduating. Better make sure you get in their DMs immediately.
Oh my god. You know what bothers me the most? When someone debuts or graduates, that's when everyone shows up the most. I always knew you could do it. And I'm like, I never saw you in their chat. I never saw you support them. What? It's just question mark? I'm like, what? Or yeah, when an indie VTuber is graduating and people start thinking that they're gonna go on and do something. Oh, I'm gonna miss you so much. And I'm like, you didn't miss them for the past couple months, and yet you didn't watch, so.
Imagine faking a graduation, just like nudging all your viewers, being like, hey guys, I'm gonna pretend to graduate, just
to
play
see how
along,
Twitter
right?
reacts, other VTubers.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna miss you. Oh, don't worry, I'm still here. You wanna collab next week?
Like, you just keep streaming and you tell the people that watch you, that actually watch your streams, what's going on, but then on Twitter you pretend you're graduating.
Oh yeah, man.
Maybe I'll do that
I
one
do
day.
think. Oh, you should, GEEGA. It would be hilarious. I think you could pull it off way better than I could. I think people would find a way to get mad at me over it. I feel like,
I've never had a real hater in the wild, ever. Like,
Really?
never, ever. The only hate I've ever seen for myself was one guy, maybe two guys, but I think it was the same guy, DMing me weird stuff on Twitter. He was mad about me being friends with his Oshi and was convinced that we weren't actually friends and that I was taking advantage of her or something. That is the only time.
People are weird. I'll occasionally get the odd hater showing up in my chat, depending on what game category I'm in, you know?
Yeah.
They'll show up like, oh, you're pretending to be fake, you fake furry F.
Okay, I've seen those. I've had
What are
people
you
come
talking
in
about?
and be like, you're probably ugly IRL. That's why you have the avatar.
Ah, yeah, that's
And
a
you know
classic
what?
one.
Let me tell you something. When I see an uptick in people coming in and doing those things, it's always summertime when school's out. I'm
You're-
like confident it's like teenagers, literally.
You are 100% right, Geek.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. The amount of toxicity online goes up the moment children have time. I've been posting my own little cringy meme comics for the longest time.
Yeah.
COVID happens, school's out. First time I ever receive hate for my comics. Ever. Continues for a solid 2 years.
Yep.
Suddenly schools go back, the hate disappears.
Yep.
It's magical. There was a certain demographic of underdeveloped brains. And
I
like,
see.
it makes sense because all the people who were like going out, they all had like little Omori profile pictures, Danganronpa profile. Yeah, I see what's going on here.
They were usually K-pop fans that were swapping over to VTubing, or they had some male VTuber like art of them as their profile pic, or
Yeah.
anime girl profile pictures, but specifically girls from gacha games.
I go from never having any problems online. Suddenly I'm being ratioed by some Danganronpa profile pic and his like million followers from Discord servers where they just make fun of people. I was trying to communicate with them at one point. Mistake, right?
Yeah.
All they do is send me that bird, you know, the shoehorn bill bird? Or the stone faces, right? They're like,
Oh, I statue.
yeah, the Moai statues, yeah. Oh my god.